Um, going to be going over a few select coins for the weekend, what I think is going to be happening for Bitcoin. Um, and as you know, if you guys been watching my previous videos, especially in Discord, this is where I go over all my trading ideas. You will see that I spoke about this idea for Bitcoin, um, and it was very important for us to reclaim. So let's start from the beginning here, right? Let me go to a clean chart. Okay, so Bitcoin's price action has actually been pretty easy to trade. Okay, here was your, and it's a little bit different on leverage charts, but this is a spot chart. Okay, so for over almost 2 months, you had a clean range. Range highs, range lows, right? Deviation, deviation, and back to range lows, and then deviation on the buy side, right? So this was the simple range to play, okay? So let me go back to my other chart really quickly, all right? This is what I've been preaching in the Discord. This is what I've been talking about in my videos, and um, the short that we took, or that I took, that I explained as well, was once we had a deviation right back into the previous range, it was your short trigger, and I got out completely at range lows, and I was waiting for a trigger to get long. Okay, and I had drawn this squiggly, and it came to it came alive, and I was waiting for a reclaim of these range lows. Right, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the more touches of support, the weaker it's going to get. So while everyone was trying to catch a falling knife here, I was waiting for two levels: this 38K level, right, this demand zone there, or I was waiting for a reclaim of these range lows, right? So as soon as, and I used a 1 hour entry to get it, but as soon as we closed back above this range low on the 1 hour, that was my long trigger, and I longed immediately after we closed that candle with very, very tight stop loss. And I'm still targeting 42.5. Okay, I've already taken profit, but the first level of strong resistance comes back at this mid-range level. There's a supply zone there, so I'm trying to see if we reject here, right, then we're just going to play this range until broken, right? So a small short can be attempted at 42.5, stops probably around like 43.1, 43.2, but I wouldn't long at mid-range until we flip this into support again. So we've had multiple like once we reclaimed it, right, or we broke out to mid-range. Once we were able to flip it to support, we just ran higher, right, until we just consolidated on support and died. So once we flip mid-range, then yes, you can target 44.3, and then the ultimate test comes around this 46 level, or 45.8. um, that is where I will be attempting my swing short, um, and stops above highs for invalidation. But I still think that we are going to be ranging within this 38K to 48K level for the next 3 to 4 months. I mentioned in Discord that these next few months are going to be very hard to trade. So it's mostly time to accumulate spot and just wait it out. If you're not a leverage trader, don't be a hero and try to leverage trade all your portfolio away. But simplicity wise, Bitcoin, again, scalp short at mid range, right? The short trigger was this reclaim of range lows, and then my swing short will come around here. And yeah, so the first big level of resistance is this, and then we have previous range highs, right? And then hopefully we wick into here and then just die from that point on. Okay, so that's the Bitcoin idea. That's how I'm playing it. We also broke out of this as well. So again, all in all, it was a simple trade. If you've been watching my range videos and everything that I discuss in Discord, it was pretty simple. For those that aren't in the Discord, I'm sorry, but go ahead and join. It's free. Um, Unity Academy. That's where I am for free for now. Next, ETH. Okay, let me just draw this trend line really quickly. And yes, I cleaned my charts for you guys. So you can draw this one of two ways. Alright, so we can draw this one, and we can draw this one. Alright, so let's just keep that there. And let's go ahead and identify some key levels. Okay, so we bounced where we had to for ETH. Right, we bounced right on support, possibly putting in a bottom here. Now, key levels for ETH are going to be the supply zone here. Right, which would also tie in with the bearish retest of this trend line, supply zone, and the retest of this downtrend. Okay, so people, and by people I mean idiots who thought this was a head and shoulders, and they shorted here thinking we break down. Right, the head and shoulders, you have to wait for confirmation of a broken neckline and retest for short. So they deserve to get wrecked there, but you know this is a first area of interest for shorts. I'm not saying I'm going to be shorting, but that would be the first interest, right? But we've also had one, two, three touches of this downtrend. We could still reject from here, but again, the more we touch a downtrend or support or resistance, the highly likelihood that it's going to break out or break down, right? So that is the first area where a possible short scalp could be taken. I still do think that we go and recover this wick sometime. I don't know when, but I do think it's going to be recovered. Okay. The next level, obviously, is going to be this bearish retest point. All right, for this other trend line, also a stronger supply zone, more consolidation, more strength. So that is personally where I will be shorting if we get to it. Right now, if we trend even higher and higher, then I will be adjusting it. But for now, if we just rip through during the weekend or the next few days, that's where my short interest will be. The longer we take, the setup will change. Okay, so for longs, yes, I'm looking for probably start laddering my longs here around 21.20. And I will ladder all the way down to, and it's going to be a very, very wide stop, but position size is manageable and risk is attained, right? So I'm looking for something like this. Hopefully, I don't know if we get it. Go down, reclaim, and then just go high from there. Right, the bottoms may be in. No one really knows. I still think that we get a move down to 38k, 37k. If we are able to reclaim 42.5k on Bitcoin, then we're going higher, and that was the possible lows for now. Right, so for ETH, I'm looking for 2120 ish down to 2050, and hopefully higher from there. Okay, and then those are the possible short scalp attempts. All right. Sui, this is one of the coins that I called in my Discord that I'm still holding long onto spot. My average is around 1.20-ish for a nice almost 15% move, 14% move. Now, those that are following me and how I trade, perfect demand zone setup and moved up from there. My students can attest these demand zones. They do their job, right? And now as we get higher and higher here to Sui, I can see these highs being taken out. Any pullback on this coin right now is where you want to go long. Now notice how this was, or this is and was resistance. Okay, I think if we get a move down to here, it's a possible long attempt, right? We have broken market structure to the upside, right? So if we do something like this, where we can take out the highs here and then come back down there, that's where you will long for a move up to $1.50 and $2. All right, that's what I'm looking for SUI. We're getting that right now, and I think this is one of the strong coins that you guys should be focusing on. It's showing relative strength. Look at the daily on this coin, right? Bullish engulfing. Um, Now the day's not over, but still very, very strong. And I am looking to compound from my entry around these levels. And then again, look for a move to new all-time highs. New all-time highs on this coin on spot for Binance is 2. If we're looking at it on leverage, it is almost 1.5. Okay, so they have an unlock coming in, I think March or May. So I think this continues to push higher. And doing so, I think we see new all-time highs on this before we get the unlock. Granted, Bitcoin and ETH is bullish, and we continue pushing higher. So this is one of the strongest coins that everyone should be focusing on. If you guys are long with me from here, enjoy this nice 15% move, and then we will recompound down here. All right. Sol. So let's take a look. And again, most of my calls are made in Discord. I've stopped posting a lot of stuff on Twitter. I'll go over my ideas more on Discord. A lot of idiots on Twitter. But I mentioned that shorting Sol is going to be risky. That Sol actually looked good. I was bearish on it from up here at 105, shorted it down to 79. I actually flipped long, gave the bottom call as well. We're riding it for a nice 18% move up. Now, we've had 7 touches of this downtrend. The more and more we touch it, it was easily going to break through. We are at a level of supply, right? If we are able to flip, and we do have the golden pocket coming up, which is in confluence with the main resistance point that we have to flip here, right? So scalp short taken here at the golden pocket is going to be a pretty risky one, but I think with a very tight stop loss and riding it for like 2-3% move down, or even more, if we just if this is a fake pump, could be possibly like worth it. But if we flip this, so here, right, if we flip it, then we're going to take out these highs here, right? So although taking shorts on something that's pumping, you have to have a reason for it. I'm not net short. This is a hedge, and if we take a look at this falling wedge that we have, the technical targets of this is back to equal highs. Okay, so again, if you're shorting this coin, you better have a plan. You better be long from down here. There's no reason to be net short on this. The best short, in my opinion, would come at the 786 fib here, right? With possible ladders in this order block here. Okay, so start at the 786 fib, in my opinion, ladder and stops above the highs, and if that puts in another lower high, then right, we could go lower. So for me, I'm not short on Sol. I'm riding this long from 79 and looking to sell the rest here and at equal highs. Okay. Um, for you soul longers that want to get in, if you miss the spot call, then I would wait for a retest down here at this order block around 87 if we get it, or 88. Right, stops below there. Right. So those are the only coins that I'm looking at. Also, Manta. Now this is a spot coin, too new for me to play on leverage, but I think this goes to $4. Yes, I did get long around $3, but I'm just showing it here, right? It's broken all-time highs. It's playing fibs. We got the golden pocket coming up. We have a bull flag target of that is literally almost $4. So I think a good area to get in is going to be this demand zone here. If we do get it, okay, that would be also a nice another higher low. Now it's too early to draw trend lines on this, okay, but if we can get something like this, right, I'm super bullish on that. Or if this actually plays, a broadening wedge here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be good as well. But I'm adding more to my spot bags here. Stops below, and I mean, it's a spot call. I'm not taking this on leverage. If you're taking on leverage, take your own stop losses. But I'm riding this till $4 and higher. Hopefully, we get a move into the $3.15 to $3.10, so I can load up again. Alright, so these are the only coins that I'm currently looking at. I know that there's a lot of strength in the market, but I'm only interested in a few select ones. Injective. Okay, one sec. Gave this to the Discord on spot as well. We are up a nice 8%, 9% currently. But again, also broke out. First test of real resistance comes around this $35. But if we are able to flip this area of resistance into support, then I can see this going back to 40s. Right, so there. So this is what I'm currently looking at in the markets. Again, I'm already positioned in most of these, all given to the Discord, and I will be updating there. Thanks, everyone.